Hello everyone. This video acts as both an update and a sequel to my previous video regarding Netflix and their culture of diversity and inclusion. An interesting thing happened within an hour or two after I posted that previous video. A viewer alerted me to the fact that the original video, to which I had provided a link in the description, was no longer available. And, lo and behold, over the next day or so, Netflix removed several of the videos in their Debunking Netflix Culture Myths series. Unfortunately, I did not have a chance to watch any of the now missing videos, though there was at least one about vacation policy that I have evidence existed at one time. So, in effect, my video is really the only available evidence that their diversity and inclusion myth episode ever really existed. But the whole incident got me to thinking about Netflix again the other day, and I came across another video of theirs from earlier in 2018, which also addresses their diversity and inclusion initiatives. Will it be as enlightening as the now deleted one? Let's find out.
I think we're doing a good thing in Netflix by having the conversation, but I don't think the conversation is going to be enough.
The conversation. Well, this is true. Actions do speak louder than words. So, aside from talking about diversity and inclusion, what is Netflix actually doing about it?
So how do we actually take it from conversation into action, into pushing on our different leaders and pushing on different teams to be more mindful as they bring new members into their groups?
Pushing on your leaders into being more mindful about who they bring into their groups. So, pressuring your managers to hire specific kinds of people. Is that what I am to understand?
So when I look at Netflix, I think we're starting the conversation, which is a great place to be. I think we're keeping it top of mind, whereas at some places it's not something that is comfortably discussed. So that's a positive for us.
Yes. You've already told us that you're glad to be having the conversation, but that the conversation is not enough. Is our speaker repeating herself, or have I accidentally duplicated a portion of this video?
What I'd love to see is how do we make it part of our everyday conversation and actually taking that conversation into action and seeing people of different backgrounds represented.
Yeah, our speaker has expressed the exact same sentiments twice now, just with more words the second time. Though she did get slightly more specific this time around in saying she wanted to see people of different backgrounds represented. Backgrounds being a more diplomatic way of saying race and/or ethnicity, as I have learned after watching so very many presentations on diversity.
I went to Singapore recently, and that office has 19 different nationalities represented, so they're doing a good job in that space. But how can we represent, have different people from all different backgrounds at all our offices, whether it's Alphaville, or whether it's Los Gatos, or whether here it's in LA?
How can you ensure that kind of diversity in all of your offices? You mean ensure there are people from different nationalities in all of your offices? Well, you can hire people on the basis of their race and/or country of origin, I suppose. That's really the only way to ensure that happens systematically. Is that what Netflix is doing?
One thing that recently happened last year with the Bean group, the Black employees at Netflix group, was Ed Hunter, who's based in LG, went to his manager and said, I want to do this event to highlight what Black employees are doing at Netflix. And it's so cool to hear that his leader said, yeah, go ahead and do it. And from that, we were able to do an event here in LA where we kind of mirrored the event in LG, attracted about 100 people. We targeted 100 people to come to the LA office. And from that event, we were able to raise awareness of, hey, yes, I'm Black, but I'm also smart and I'm doing great things, and there's room for you here at Netflix.
Wait a second. Say that again?
Hey, yes, I'm Black, but I'm also smart and I'm doing great things, and there's room for you here at Netflix.
Yeah, I thought that is what you said. You know, it kind of reminds me of something else that I heard earlier this year.
Our director of all constituent services, she's African American, but she does an even more incredible job than you could ever imagine.
And that's another instance of the soft bigotry of low expectations rearing its ugly head, just as we've now seemingly heard from Netflix itself. But I am really bewildered as to why our speaker would express the goal of their event that way. Now, only 3 possibilities come to mind. Number 1, she just chose a very awkward way to express the event's purpose. Or 2, there is an assumption that people outside of Netflix believe Black people are not smart, and Netflix felt that this needed to be disproven. Or 3, and this is my favorite theory, the event was meant as a response to suspicions that Black employees at Netflix are there because they are Black, rather than having been hired on their personal merits. A sort of sideways concession of the inherent questions and suspicions that are bound to arise when you promote a culture of hiring and promotion based around demographic optics rather than individual character and individual talent. Now, I have no idea whether any of those theories are true or not. All the same, I find the bluntness of our speaker's statement very, very interesting.
We've had 5 people who got hired from that event. The event was 100 people. So 5 out of 100, that's pretty good.
I wonder what those 5 people looked like. Now, I don't want to have to wonder that, but Netflix is forcing me to be curious.
So I want to continue that and have people see Netflix as a place where I can be me.
Well, I don't know about that. Because Netflix seems less like a place about you being you, and rather a place that values your natural hue. But then, I only have Netflix's word to go on, from 2 promotional videos of their own making, one of which has mysteriously disappeared. Mixed messages? Yeah, Netflix is sending them. All the same, I highly recommend binging The Last Kingdom. It is legitimately awesome. As always, thank you for watching.